I'm here with Tech Girl and aka Sam Wright. I've got a few questions for you. There's a misconception about YouTube and in general with gaming. Like it's not you can't actually have can't be a day job or actually get money for it. Can you tell everyone out there that this is actually the future of entertainment?
I definitely think it is. I think if you look at what I've been able to do by chance, this wasn't something I set out to do. I started my blog, which was Tech Girl, and then I started talking about esports because I loved esports so much. And following that, with my love for esports, talking about it a lot, people started coming to me, asking me more questions. I thought it was better to do video content because people can interact with video content. Started just making really, really silly videos. And as that went on, proceeded to start getting people phoning me saying, oh, well, do you want to come and interview players at this competition? Now I'm the panel desk here at the Samsung, the panel desk host at the Samsung Galaxy CSGO Championship, and I get paid to do that, which is amazing. I have a YouTube channel, and I don't think it's so much that the YouTube channel makes you money, but the opportunities that come from it allow you to get paid, and this is actually a career now. It's my job. My mom was here. We're at the final day of this competition, and my mom was here earlier. She's never, ever watched me. She's watched me on Twitch sometimes when we set it up for her because she doesn't even know how to use it, and I don't even think she watches my YouTube videos, but she was sitting here, she was watching, and it's exciting for me. I think she's starting to realize that this is actually my job. This is what I do now. This is what a lot of people do. And I definitely think YouTube and the internet is the future of content creation. And if it's something that you love, you can make a living out of it.
Awesome. Another question is, as we've seen now, Energy's gone through to the final with the Bravado. I know it's going to be a bit of a thing. Who do you think will actually take it?
I'm very, you see, now I get into trouble because I love both these teams. I love all the teams that have competed in this competition. We started with 24, we're down to 8 in this final. We've just seen Damage Control go. I'm a bit heartbroken because I love those Damage Control boys so much. I have so much time for them. They're some of the nicest guys in the South African esports scene. But Energy and Bravado, I have a lot of other media will constantly, and you've been very nice, because a lot of the other media will go, oh, it's the same teams in the final. The reason it's the same teams in the final is because they're both just so good. They both work extremely hard. The MGO tries incredibly hard on both sides to just create a professional organization where these players can actually do this for a living and live their dreams, which I can support because that's something I want to do. So in terms of choosing a favorite between Bravado and Energy, I can't. I'll say this. Bravado has a very clinical style of play that's very structured. They practice very hard. They follow a very structured route. Energy is a little bit more like free-for-all, aggressive, all over the place. Sometimes that aggressiveness can unsteady Bravado a little bit. So it's going to be interesting. If Bravado can keep their heads, I think they'll clearly win it. But if Energy comes with that aggressive play style and rattles Bravado a little bit, then they've got it. So it's a really evenly matched final. And it's fitting because Mettlestate as an organization launched with an exhibition match of Energy versus Bravado, Energy winning. So I think Bravado's coming in for blood.
How long does it usually take to get ready for most of these tech events?
So it's difficult for me because currently in South Africa, there's very few women in the esports scene in terms of a hosting and presenting role, which needs to change. So if you're a girl watching this and you want to get involved, please contact me. I will help you. We need more of you here. We need more of you casting. We need more of you hosting. But it is difficult because, one, I don't like wearing makeup. Two, I have a lot of hair. So in order to get on a stream and have a camera on you, you have to put a bit of time into putting all this crap on your face. You have to do your hair. Am I allowed to say crap? Cool. So you can put all this crap on your face. So normally what happens is we have to be here. So for example, this particular event, the game started at 9 a.m. We needed to be at 7 to do sound checks. So I normally get up at about 5:30, wash my hair, blow dry it, and then put all of this on my face. I've been very lucky as well because I've got someone here, a great friend of mine who's helping me do my hair because I can't do this on my own. So normally now I can wake up a little bit later, but it's normally about an hour to 2 hours. Then we get here, we sound check. Then I have to go and touch up and change and make sure I don't mess stuff all over my clothes. So it's a little bit of a long-winded system. I know a lot of the guys here, they'll put a little bit of foundation on just to stop themselves from glowing on screen. They'll do their hair, and then they'll normally do voice exercises as well. So I know G-Max, one of the shoutcasters, likes to sing really bad songs just to warm up his voice. So normally about an hour to 2 hours to get ready and prep. In my vlogs, I obviously don't show you that bit because it's boring. You don't want to see that. But it is normally just doing your makeup, packing your bag, getting all that stuff ready is about an hour and a half. And then it's an hour here just prepping.
Okay, cool. The question is, as you've said earlier, that ladies are not really. You want them to actually start getting onto the platform, onto YouTube, into the entertainment industry. your background of your vlogs and your blog and everything, how would somebody be motivated after, let's say, if they're in high school? How would they? Because it has to start at an early age. I'm sure it's easier when you start at an early age. What would you advise them to do in order to balance, obviously, school, to balance the blog, to balance all that to get into the entertainment business?
So I think the first thing that's very, very important is that you need to start, because a lot of people will talk, and this is not just girls, guys as well. They talk about all the things they want to do, but they never actually get to doing it. So I think the first thing is start, and make sure it's something that you love. So if you're really passionate about gaming, or if you're really passionate about esports, talk about something you love. Just write, and if you're at school, write once a week. One that's great for school. It'll be great for you to get into that creative spirit, checking your own grammar and stuff like that. So if you want to write, just write. If you want to record video, just start recording video. You can record it on your smartphone. It's as easy as that. And I think that's really my guidance.
Samsung S8, eh?
Haha, cheeky. They are the sponsors of this competition. But I think it's just important to pick up your phone, record yourself, just start and get into it. I always think as well, like, don't let it consume your life, because you have to have a life. So make sure that you're still living your passion, you're still enjoying your time, but just start. And it's something that if you love, you won't even realize it's taking up that much time. And then also find other girls in the industry that are doing similar things to you. So if you are a big esports fan, there are a few of us. Find us, come talk to us. We want to talk to you, we want to meet you, we want to help you. If you're a YouTuber, find other YouTubers on the scene. Yeah, some of them that have like 1 million subs are not going to talk to you, but for the rest of us are pretty nice. So come and find us, come and chat to us. I think that's really the best suggestion I have, is just get immersed in the scene, get passionate, sit out here. I've seen a couple of girls here today that are watching, they're getting really excited, they're doing their videos. Like, that's what you need to do, you just need to start.
Awesome. And another thing about I've noticed overseas is that now schools are starting to get into actually creating teams in the universities and in high schools. How far do you think South Africa is from actually getting to that stage?
There are teams in schools at the moment and universities, but I'd like to suggest, and I think that we're not far behind. I think that sometimes the organizations that you align yourself with, so if your kid is playing games in school or your kid is playing games in university and they're playing for these teams, make sure that you do your background. Make sure as a parent and as a friend you do your research about the organizations they align with. There are very, very good organizations in this country, like Mettlestate, like there's now SV Gaming, like the arenas of the world that are good, strong organizations. ACGL is one of my favorites. If you're a young kid starting and you're parents of a child playing games, go check out the African Gaming, ACGL. I'm not exactly sure what the acronym stands for, but you can find them on Facebook. I'll have to double check that. They're going to shout at me later. But be careful of who you align yourself with, who the organization is. Make sure that you do the research so that your kids have the best start, because how they start is how they'll finish. So it may be good to contact, and I know all the guys here, the MGOs would be happy to help. If you contact the damage control guys or the bravado guys and say, where should my kids go? They've started this team in high school. Who should they be aligning with? I think that's the best way to go. But make sure you do your research. Deal with the top guys, because they know. The bravados, the damage controls, they go overseas. They compete. Chat to them. Get insights and make sure you're aligned with the right organization from the get-go. But I definitely think in terms of how far behind we are, I'm very, very lucky. I get to do a lot of work with Red Eye, Paul Chalona. So I met him last year at the Telkom Masters here in South Africa, and he took me under his wing. He's been helping me a lot, and he's already said we are so much further than we think we are in gaming. And I think that's, when you say how far behind is South Africa, not behind at all. I think we're right there, and it's just it's events like this that are going to get us to that international level.
Okay, there we go, guys. We've heard from the expert, and we'll see you soon.
2017 Samsung Galaxy CSGO champions, Bravado Gaming!